What's up, everybody? This your favorite cousin Rich. Now I know I'm going to catch some flack for this one. I know people are going to say I'm pandering or, whatever the case is. It's just my thoughts. This is how I feel, And the topic, if you've seen the title and the thumbnail, men who are stepfathers, men who date single mothers, whatever the case may be, they're simps. They're beta males. And what really triggered this was a video came across my feed.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way funky. If you a stepfather, basically you a beta. And I hate to say that, but that's just what it is.
Now, when I really watched it, and I sat with myself and I broke it down, I said, something here ain't right. Now, I know we all heard the red pill community, what they said about it, and all these quote-unquote alpha males, what they've said about it. But to truthfully be honest with you, I think a lot of it's ego. A lot of it does not have to do with the actual child itself. I think it just has a lot to do with ego. Let me break this down. First, men say, or especially in the video, the guy said, what? You're a simp. That's beta male behavior. And I sit and ask myself, a lot of people who say that's simp or beta male behavior, the same thing they also said is that I've worked too hard in my life. I worked super hard, I've dedicated myself to myself. And why should I, get with somebody who's a single mother? I get it. But I also ask this question, because I'm all about the truth. I also ask this question. When you worked so hard, or when you chose to work hard, when you chose to go down that path, why did you? What's the real reason why? And now we know men, a lot of times the reason why we wake up, go to work, brush our teeth, even put on decent clothes is for women. It's just in our nature. Unless you actually do these things for you and you're conscious about it. A lot of times unconsciously, we do it for the opposite sex. So if you did all those things, you worked hard, got you a nice house, nice car, got yourself in shape, unconsciously for a woman, ain't that simp behavior too? I'm just saying. I would think that's simp behavior. I would say that's simp behavior as well. And to tag along, when a guy says, "Oh, you're a beta male," or she can never respect you, or you're a simp, da. If that's the energy that you've ever gotten from a single mother while you were dating her, courting her, whatever the case may be, if that's the energy that you got from her, or if that's what you believe, I'm sorry to say it, but whether she has a kid or not, that's probably how they will look at you. Whether they have a kid or not. You probably, in their eyes, are a simp. You are a beta male. You are unattractive. They really don't want to be with you. It probably just fits them for right now. And they will take an offer, especially if it helps them financially, of course. Add some stability in their life, yeah. But do they desire you? Probably not. And that's why you get the energy that you got from them, If you're an attractive male, if you're an attractive person, period, people are going to want you, kid or not. That's not going to make a big difference. And I think even more if she's a single mother and she's attracted to you, highly attracted, not just using you as a beta male provider or as a simple one. If she's highly attracted to you, she's going to ensure that that kid is not going to be a hindrance in her locking you down. Just a thought. Just a thought. And what's another thing that guys will say? They don't want to invest in another man's, legacy or something like that, whatever the case is. I can also get that too. But don't we have coaches, mentors, all these things, all these people who pour into you, pour wisdom, knowledge, and all these things into you as well? And they don't ask you, for anything in return, just to go out and be a good person, So ain't that the same thing? How is it really, okay, so let's break it down like this. When men say it might be financial, okay, how much is a kid really? If the mother was handling her business. Now, let me put it like this first. We're not talking about raggedy women. We're not talking about bottom of the barrel women. We're not talking about that. No, we're talking about classy women who might have made a mistake or whatever the case is. We're not going to judge. We're not going to say. But whatever the case is, she's here now. If we're talking about that, right? She's handling the kid by herself. So she don't need you financially. It could probably help. But she don't need you financially. She's probably doing it on her own. She might be struggling, But everybody's struggling, you know? And like I said, this is not to pander, but I'm just keeping it real. Now, if you a simp, if you a beta male, and that's how all women look at you, a majority of women look at you, yeah, she gonna want that check up out of you, yeah. But if she's highly attracted to you and desires you and wants you, which a lot of y'all men ain't never felt before. But anyway, if she really feels like that, like I said, she's gonna ensure that that child is not a hindrance. So like I said, you go out to eat, how much is a kid? Some places, kids eat free. Kids menus, you know, you go to Disneyland or something, kids may be cheaper. Whatever case is, whatever you may, kids are not that expensive if she is handling her business. If she's doing what she needs to be doing, then it shouldn't be a hindrance to you. Now, a little change on top could make things fun, yeah. Especially if she desires you, yeah, she gonna really love you then. Especially if her baby daddy ain't, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, really? And then, like I said, you pouring game, you pouring wisdom, you pouring knowledge, you pouring all this into a child, whether it's your seed or not. Like me, if you ask me, I'm gonna pour game into any kid, anybody I come across, whether they my kid or not. So you telling me I'm supposed to withhold game, God-given knowledge, God-given wisdom, because that's not my child? A lot of y'all just don't got game and wisdom, knowledge, and a lot of y'all just not desirable. And I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, I'm not here to pander to women. I'm not here to tear down men. I'm just telling you like it is. And to add on to that, when you building legacy, it's about how you impacted the world, not just DNA, not just your kids. Because if we're talking about legacy, look at Michael Jordan and look at Shaq. Michael Jordan has 3 kids. One of them been messing up publicly, and the other daughter had a kid, and the third one, we don't know what he got going on. So is Michael Jordan's legacy continue, you know, his heightened of legacy, is it continue through his kids, or what Michael Jordan contributed to the world in the world of basketball? You can have kids all you want, don't mean that they're going to continue your legacy. That's control. Just being honest, that's control. And let's look at Shaq. Shaq has said it on numerous accounts that he would not be who he is today without his father. Did you know that that's his stepfather? And he didn't meet his real father till he was 11?
Your biological father was not part of your life. Why was there no interest on your end in, having a relationship with him?
Because, the term stepfather, I don't really use. I use father. He's the guy who made me who I am. I'm in a big old house because of that man. I'm still relevant 5 years after playing because of that man. I'm responsible because of that man. So I thought it would be disrespectful to meet another man. The guy that made me who I am today, I owe everything to him and him only.
Like I said, legacy is the impact that you leave on the world, on the people that you touch. And to really be honest with you, I think it's a compliment if a female says, they want their kids to be like you, want your kids to learn game and wisdom and knowledge from you. I think it's a compliment. Some people may not. But then again, like I said, some of y'all just undesirable anyways. What else? A lot of men resent that she had a kid by another guy, point blank period. They resent it. He's not her first or whatever the case is. Hey, bro, we grown. We grown, to be honest with you. Why are you living in her past? If she's not living in her past, then why are you living in her past? You should be living in the present. You should be so confident in yourself. You should feel so about yourself that the past don't matter. That it shouldn't matter. That she's here now. If she's giving you all, if she's respecting you as a man, if she's 10-toe down with you, why does the past matter? People have things in their past. Okay, everybody got something in their past. And we all, or a lot of men are looking for this ideal or fairy tale or whatever the case is. Look, a lot of y'all being more fairy tales than a lot of girls who watch Disney movies. Princess. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you like it is. We don't own people. You don't own nobody. Even if she's with you, you don't own her. She got her life, you got your life. Now, your lives can come together and run parallel and y'all can grow together, but that's her life. What if the person she is today came about from those things that she did in her past? Just like people who got locked up or whatever the case, divorced, whatever it is. Those people were different people. Something happened, a catalyst happened, and then they changed, they grew, they became more mature. So why are we out here looking for these fairy tales and these, putting these females on pedestals who we believe are younger without mistakes and all this and all that. A lot of times these people, you just can't see their mistakes. That be the biggest thing. You can't see their body count. You can't see the things that they've been doing behind closed doors and things of that sort. You only know what they told you. That's it. You only know what people tell you. And frankly, with a single mother, you can just see that she has a kid. But a lot of times they're more upfront about what they got going on because they're more mature because they have a kid than a young girl that y'all be chasing after like they really want you. But like a young girl who's chasing after you who ain't got no kids, and she could be sleeping with a different guy every night, but yet you want her because she's young. I think a lot of it's just ego. To be honest with you, I think a lot of it's just ego. Now, I know I said before, I tell men not to date single mothers, whatever the case may be, but this is the reason why. Because a lot of men don't know themselves. A lot of men don't know if they're being respected or they're just being used. A lot of men don't know who they really are to their core. So if you don't know who you are to your core, you can't even be in those type of situations because they might run you dry if you don't know yourself, if you don't know your worth, if you don't know your value. That's the point I was coming from. If you don't know when to remove yourself from situations where it's not beneficial for you, that's why I say those things. But just because of that person might have made a quote unquote mistake or whatever the case is, no, because we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Nobody is better than anybody. And I can't cast no stone upon somebody or judge anybody who's made a mistake and want them to look at me any differently. That's why I don't want people to look at me and judge me for any mistakes I made, because I'm a different person than those mistakes I've done or things that I've done in the past. I grow. So I believe you should find somebody who's equally mature as you and you roll with the punches. But like I said, a lot of it's just ego. That's what I think. A lot of it's just ego. And to tag along, when guys say, oh, she might still be in love with the baby father or think about the baby father, I get it. But so the girl that you talking to now, or your wife, your girlfriend, they can still be thinking about their past too. Right now, they could be sleeping in the bed with you right now, thinking about Keyshawn back in the day, thinking about Tavares back in the day, thinking about Pookie. They just don't got no kid by them. They might be wishing they had a kid by them. So, thinking that she might want to be with her baby father and things of that sort. It's like, bro. Lastly, I want to say this. I think a lot of men don't want to date single mothers because as a society, especially men or whatever the case may be, we frown upon that. You dating a single mother, you wife a single mother, things of that sort. And a lot of men just really care about what another man think. To be honest with you, that's what it is. A lot of men care because they bought into all this rhetoric, the red pill content, all these content creators saying this and saying that. A lot of men have bought into it. And they feel like they will be shunned upon or they'll be a beta male or whatever the case may be if they choose to go down that path. That's why. Because they're not thinking and living for themselves. Point blank period. I honestly feel somebody can come in, respect you, and love you. You take them for where they are right now, and you move on, and you continue on. But for you to have this ideal, this fairy tale and things of that sort, you might be waiting all day. Like a lot of guys who say they 40, 50, late 30s, they work so hard, they got this, they got that. But how many women really want to be with you? How many women really desire you? Or are you really just a lame with a cape on and a microphone? That you saying you're not going to date single mothers, but they probably don't even want to date you. Or women, period. So, anyway, let me know what y'all think. This is your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe out there, all right? And again, this is not for all single mothers and things of that sort, because there's a lot of them out there that ain't. Some of them, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them that are, good women, who can help you build. I do believe that. And there are some out there that ain't, and it's up to you to have proper discernment. Just like the guy who with the graduation, right? Who wasn't invited to the graduation. That's what I put at the end of that video. There had to have been signs telling you that they didn't really rock with you like you thought they did. And you just got dumbfounded at the graduation when you never got invited. Is it to say that they were right or wrong? No, they were probably still wrong. But you didn't pay attention to the signs that they were using. You didn't pay attention to the signs that they didn't really like you like that they didn't really respect you. They loved the money that you brought in and probably the protection and the provision. But them on a genuine level, really liking and respecting you, they probably didn't. They probably used you. Now, like I said, that don't make them right and it don't make them wrong, but it's up to you as the man to know. And for you as the man to know when you should insert yourself or remove yourself. So, I'll sign off now. It's your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe, all right? Love and blessings. If you think I'm wrong, you think I'm caping, you think I'm simping, let me know. Let me know. All right? Peace.